Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to episode 546 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. What's going on out there? I hope this finds you feeling healthy and happy and seeing the beauty in this world, because there is so much that's good and beautiful. I hope that you're looking for that everywhere you go, because that means you're finding it. Now, speaking of beautiful things, sometimes, unfortunately, we have things that are not so beautiful that nag us about our life, but we're not taking the time to fix them. Why is that? I have one right now that's going on. Years ago, I bought lights for my front porch that are integrated, which means you can't change a bulb. If it goes out, you have to change the entire light. As an interior designer, that's one of my biggest pet peeves with lighting right now. Who wants to change out an entire light if something goes wrong? Because oftentimes things will. So I am not a fan of integrated lights, and they're everywhere, and I think that's where most things are headed. So I bought these lights for the front of my house because they were everything I wanted except that one thing. And I have to say, to their credit, they lasted about 10 years before any part of the light burned out. Well, one has burned out. And it's been that way for 6 months. And it bothers me so much. But to fix it, I have to buy 2 brand new lights. I can't just buy one because they have to match. They're on the exterior. They have to look good. And I have to replace both of them. And I've got to get an electrician to come out and take the other ones down and hang the new ones. And then I also am not even sure if I want to order the exact same lights. Can I find something that I like just as well that has bulbs? And maybe, who knows if I could do that, but I haven't been able to do that. So finally I sat down and I ended up ordering the exact same lights, and I hope that they'll last another 10 years. And they came in this week. So now all I have to do is call the electrician, which I'm going to do today. But that light being burned out bothered me so bad. I mean, I would be embarrassed if people were over and it was starting to get nighttime because one was burned out, and that's embarrassing to me. I sometimes even hesitated to turn them on at all at night, even it was just me looking at it, because they were on our front porch. I wasted a lot of brain energy on worrying about that little light being burned out. So why in the world did it take so long to fix it? Have you ever had something like that in your life? A broken thing or an unresolved issue that nagged at you, but for some reason you just keep putting it off? Well, in life, we often overestimate the effort it will take to fix something, whether it's our diet, having a hard conversation, or maybe even tackling debt. See, in my mind, the pain of fixing that light was way worse than that dull, constant pain of it being out, because I thought about the time it would take to research new lights, then deal with the installation, and if I change the lights now, am I going to have to paint the porch again? I just kept saying to myself, I'll deal with it later. But you know what? Once I just made the decision to get the exact same lights, the task became super easy. And now I just need the electrician to come out and all will be well. I was making it seem harder by being indecisive about what I wanted, but I was also blowing the task out of proportion in my head. It wasn't that difficult to get fixed. I agonized more than I should have, probably because my identity is sort of tied to being an interior designer with a heavy focus on lighting. And changing them to something different when I loved the current lights was part of the problem. I couldn't find a light I liked as well that had changeable bulbs. So deciding to just replace them with the same thing was easy and kind of painless. I had to ultimately accept that buying the same thing again was better than doing nothing and being embarrassed every night when I turned them on. There's no shame in accepting that one thing I don't like in order to have beautiful working lights. So is there something holding you back because everything isn't exactly the way you want it? Accepting one little imperfection is a lot of times better than just complete inaction. I wasted a lot of mental energy worrying about that light. But small unresolved issues, they will zap our mental bandwidth and leave us with so much less energy for creativity and our relationships and growth and all of that. Unfinished tasks will linger in our mind, causing unnecessary stress. So what is it for you? What is your burned out light that's taking up mental space? Maybe it's the yearly checkup you've put off, or a phone call apologizing to a friend. Once I made the decision to order the lights, the problem immediately felt smaller. And action actually creates momentum. So now that the lights are in, I'll just call the electrician, which I will do today. Remember from episode 544, Tony Robbins' reminder to never leave the sight of a goal without immediate action. Small, immediate steps are the key to overcoming inaction. Kicking the can down the road can become a habit that we do with a lot of things in our life as well. And that costs us emotionally and sometimes physically in some cases. Not fixing that light was an ongoing dull pain for me. Taking the time to have it fixed was a slight temporary pain once I accepted that just replacing them with the identical light was better than doing nothing. You don't need a perfect fix. Sometimes you just need progress. My challenge to you today is to ask yourself, what's one thing that's bothering me and what's one small step I can take towards fixing it? Find your version of a burned out light, something that's been nagging at you and you've been putting it off. It could be a physical thing, a habit, or an emotional weight. Take one small step to fix it and notice how it immediately affects your energy about it. Success isn't about perfection. It's about tackling what bothers you one small step at a time to create a life that feels lighter and more aligned. Share this with 3 people who love progress. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.